So when you happen to pop on, let me know that you're here. Say hello. Excuse me. Let me know if you're coming through Facebook or where you're coming through. Let me know that you're here. All right. Hello, Gabrielle and Carrie, Donna. Nice to see you guys. Welcome, welcome. Lori and Chelsea, Mindy, Shay. Nice to see everyone tonight. Thanks for coming to spend some time with me this evening. It's been, at least for those in New Brunswick and probably Ontario and Quebec, it's been quite warm in these areas, these parts these days. Forgive me if I'm clearing my throat. Sometimes Spirit wants to try and come through and talk, and they know they're not allowed to. They can go through my guides from that perspective. So for those that may be new, basically the way that I work as I see names come up, right, Spirit will kind of direct me to certain names, and I've just my little piece of paper here, and I'll write down your name, and then hopefully you'll hang around for a while, and if your name comes up, then you will have the opportunity to ask a question. When I talk about asking a question, this is what I refer to as your normal psychic stuff. So relationship, kids, career, things like that. And I can also connect with people and animals on the other side, so I do both. Okay. Hello, Stephanie from the UK. Welcome, welcome. I think we got about 30 people in for a visit right now. Awesome. Thank you for, as I said, coming to share some time. And Deb, thank you. It was a hot day because it was so humid that my hair keeps going. And right now we have fog rolling in. So it's a good way to try and keep the hair where it needs to be rather than looking like I stuck my finger in a light socket. Which is not always a bad thing anyway. So give me a second. I'm just being directed to names here. And yeah, like I said, if you hang around, and hopefully I'll have an opportunity to make a connection or ask, or sorry, you will have the opportunity to ask a question, or I can make a connection for you too. Going down the list. Nice to see everybody. Deborah, Laura, Chelsea. Aw, thanks, Chelsea. The hat with your natural hair texture is giving a vibe. Yeah, it's giving a vibe. It's called poof. I'm like, what am I going to do tonight? But the hat works. Why not? Hello, Victoria, Angie, Stacy. Nice to see everyone. Actually, I think I'll start with when I was grounding. Give me a second here. Hi, hey, Steve. How you doing, bud? Sorry, I'm trying to write a name at the same time here. When I'm grounded, sometimes I have a little bit more difficulty trying to speak. Because as much as it's me, it's the guides now as well. So what I wanted to say is when I was grounding, I was getting a father energy that was coming forward. It makes me feel like there was a Cancer connection with him. It makes me feel that he kind of kept that situation to himself, that illness to himself, almost until he had no choice. So meaning I think it was going on for a while before family may have actually known about it. And I don't think he stayed, very long from that perspective. Gangsta. Thanks, Deb. Gangsta. All right. Actually, I got the hat when I was in Dominican Republic. That's where I got it because it was nice and cool. So when I'm talking about this, does this resonate with anyone who might be in live with me right now? Father energy, Cancer connection. He would have kept that disease to himself for a period of time before he couldn't hide it anymore, because I get the sense of just really, it's almost like he wishes that he didn't do that, but he felt it was the best for his family. So if this resonates with you at all, please drop me a little message, drop me a comment so I can go with that. This wouldn't have been his cup of tea either. This was not something that he would have believed in. So that tells me he would have had a little bit of color, what I call colorful language as well. Because he's telling me he always thought this stuff was, I'll say crap, but I can imagine what he was saying. Hello, Patty. Nice to see you. Holly, nice to see you. One of my pod sisters. Holly is taking the same spiritual coaching and spiritual practitioner program that I've been taking for the last year. So far that isn't resonating with anyone. Father connection, Cancer connection. This is a father. Yeah, this is a father, Trisha. Trisha, do you know whether your dad had symptoms or had things going on prior to you guys kind of knowing about it? And Chastity, I'll hold that thought there for a minute as well. And there may be a bit of a delay. I decided tonight I wasn't going to go live with people, that we were just going to go with the flow and see what comes forward. But Trisha, I'm going to stay with you for a minute. Okay. Give me just a second here. The other thing I wanted to know, yeah, Kathy, I see your comment about father having cancer. This is somebody that's already on the other side. They've already passed. So I'm going to stay with Trisha just for 1 second here. Is there any correlation? Like, is his birthday or something coming up, Trisha? Just so I might be able to narrow it down a little bit too. Because definitely father energy. Sorry, guys, not grandfather. Definitely a father. And Trisha, did your father depart fairly quickly as well? Because I get what I call a ramp. So they show the illness there and then they go down. Okay, so it's tied back to you, Trisha. Thank you. So Trisha, I'm going to stick with you, because when I asked about the birthday, because he was bringing up a birthday, so I knew it had to be either coming up now, like close. Okay. So I see, Trisha, that you're saying that his birthday is today. So I would say that that is your father that was coming forward when I was grounding. Okay. And Trisha, I know, we know each other. We've known each other for quite a while. But I think there's symbology to the fact that Dad's coming forward on his birthday, because he's showing me like the mindset, the heart is very much thinking about him today. And he's telling me that he goes, they're just really, really missing me. Right? Okay. 1 sec. So Trisha, one of your cats, he's showing me that he's been around, if you will, in the spirit perspective, right, lately. But he's showing me one of your cats has been seeing him or observing him. Does that make any sense? Do you have one that's more black tones, black colors, maybe a little bit of white, but more black? Yeah, this is definitely sticking with Trisha. It'd be nice if Spirit could sometimes come in and go, okay, here's my list and here's everything right there. Okay, Trisha, so I see your comment about when I talked about a black cat with white. It almost feels like there's some white in his chest. It might be a little bit in the face or around the nose, but definitely a little bit in the chest area. So pay attention to this guy. Makes me feel like he's male. The cat, it feels like he's male anyway. But he shows me like him almost like sitting and then looking up. So he's observing him. So I don't know if you've been noticing that or not. But he really, really wants to jump in and let you know that he's never far. He never is. Right. And I don't get that he necessarily, hated these things or whatever, but I don't think he really ever knew what to think about the psychic stuff. If that makes any sense. Right. And hello to anyone that I may not have said hello to. Welcome, welcome. I think it was important that he came forward today, and being that it is his birthday, I definitely understand why he was reaching out to me when I was grounding. He's just sending a lot of love through the lines. And as I said, pay attention to that kitty. Did you want to know anything from your dad, Trisha? Okay, 1 sec. Trisha, did he have his own, I don't know if he had a workshop or whatever where he just makes me feel like he had this space or this workshop, and he was talking about it was always like stuff was everywhere. And what I just heard was, it's so nice to see things more organized now. So it makes me feel like, I think he knew where everything was, but he's really showing me about being a little disorganized, and he's kind of making a chuckle about it, that, there's a lot more organization that's been going on. That makes sense a little bit. Hi, Tammy, Mindy. Nice to see you guys. Okay. And Trisha's saying, ha, 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 yes. He's making jokes about it, right? That, he just shows me that he could be a bit of a clutter bug and there was kind of things all over the place. But it just shows me a sense of structure, right? So again, Trisha, let me know if there's anything you want to ask of him. Anything that you want to bring up. Sorry, I'm nodding because they're talking to me as I'm asking you the question. He's telling me to tell you to give your mom a hug because he says she's putting on a brave face, but she's really missing me today. Right? And he's so glad that you guys have been there for each other. Right? A lot of times it might be one over the other, but he's saying, when you really need someone, mom's there. And when mom really needs something, you're there for her too. Right? And for those of you that may be on, like I said, I keep a list of people that kind of jump out at me that I will do my best to answer questions for or make connections. But you know what? If I'm not able to get to you this evening, you know what? This is what I do full time. I'd be more than happy to set you up with an appointment. If you look a little scroller there, you can always check out my website, paulahunter.ca, and you can find out more information about the things that I do. I see your question, Trisha, about is the cat that he's speaking with okay? I hate sometimes putting messages, but I do feel like there's some health issues going on there, right? So, and I don't get a sense that you don't already know that, right? And I think sometimes when we're getting, I don't say closer to the other side, but as we move more to that place of transition, I think our ability to perceive that other side is so much stronger. So whether it's human or otherwise, right? So I really feel like your cat does have some issues going on, which you are already aware of. And he's been around for a while. And he could very well have a connection with your father as well, right? Hey, Angie. So again, I'm going to put that out, Trisha, if you want to ask anything from your dad. Yeah. So the cat and him are close. Yeah. He's seeing him. He really, really is. It's awesome when they'll bring forward things like that. And sometimes I don't think we realize how perceptive our animals are. It was interesting. I had a lady that came in today and she was really needing some grounding. She just came to talk and was looking for direction and for connection for, some spiritual people in the area. And my dog came in and she was sitting with her chair in a chair and she had her legs crossed like this. And my dog came in and he put one paw on one leg and laid down and the other foot was up and he actually put his other paw on the other, her other foot and laid there like that. And really he was helping her to ground. It was really, really cool to watch. So Trish, I see you asking, is dad cool with what's going on with his truck? Give me just a second here. It's funny because when I first asked the question, first I get almost like a rolling of the eyes and then a chuckle, right? So is somebody like trying to fix it up or shift it or change it? Because it almost makes me feel like someone's trying to restore it, I guess you can say in some ways. Tina, I see your comment about would love to hear from my mom. Would be great to see in person. You know what? Like I said, this is what I do full time. So reach out because I do in person, but I also do it via Zoom, right? That's a nice thing. And as a channel, I don't have to have the person in front of me because I listen to, my joke is I listen to the voices in my head. They're the ones that give me the information, right? So I'm just waiting for Patricia's comment back. So Tina, I guess it would have to be a Zoom call then. Zoom is fun. When I do Zoom sessions too, I mean, audio, you get to see each other and I record them. So when I'm done the session, distance sessions via Zoom, you're able to record it afterwards. So I'm just waiting for Patricia's comment. So it looks like I have a troll in as usual. I'll make a note of that, and as soon as I'm done, I will go in and ban them. So I ask you if someone is messaging you, asking for, DM your reading. And that's a point to come across too, because I've had a lot of people basically trying to take my name and PMing people about, I was drawn to you and I'm going to give you a free reading. All I need is your banking information. So please, 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 if you get things like that, I will never, ever, ever inbox you saying, hey, I've got a message for you. Okay, that's not how I operate. There's not ethics with that. And you know what? You want to make sure that who you're dealing with is legit and is ethical at the end of the day. So just know if you get stuff like that, please report them. Okay, it's important to do that. Sorry, I had to put that in because I noticed that I affectionately call them trolls. But yeah. And where I am right now, I can't delete them, so please just ignore them for now, and I will delete them after, okay? And for those of you that are just posting messages in the comments, you know what? I'm sorry, but I'll just be bypassing them because Spirit directs me to who needs the session. So I'm not sure if Trisha's still on here or not, but I haven't got a response from her. Okay, there we go. I see it. Sorry, Trisha. I missed it. I was getting sidetracked by all the by the trolls. Sorry. So in the process of donating it to a museum. So maybe that's why he was rolling the eyes. So they must be going to, like I said, restore it or, put it more in period. I don't know. It just made me feel like there was some restoration that's going to be going on there. I don't get that he has a problem with it, Trisha. Not at all. So hopefully that's helped a little bit. Hello, Indri. Yeah, I saw that, Steve. Thanks. Like I said, I'm trying to catch up with my messages right now. And for those of you that are talking about wanting to have a private reading, check out my website, paulahunter.ca, or, again, like and follow my Facebook page, and you can message me through there, and I'll be more than happy to set you up with a session, okay? So yeah, Trisha, he has no issues with that whatsoever. None at all. Okay? Yeah. I think he was very particular about his vehicles anyway, but yeah, I don't get any issues with it at all. So he just, like I said, wanted to send love through the lines, and I guess we can wish him a happy birthday, right? Knowing that they're always, always, always with us. So hopefully that's helped a little bit, Trisha. You're more than welcome, my dear. So much love to you. We'll have to have a visit one of these days. Awesome. I want to know whether Sonia Dollar is still in here. Sonia Dollar. If you are still in here, please drop a little message in there and I will reach out to you. It's nice to see familiar faces. It's nice to see lots of new faces too. As I scroll my way down to the bottom again. Awesome. Sonia, they directed me to you, my dear, so I want to give you the opportunity if you have a question about something that might be going on in your life that you want some clarity about, or if you're looking for a connection on the other side. Hello, Selena. Seen a lot of familiar faces. This is awesome. We got about 63 people in, and it's so lovely that you guys are coming to hang with me for a little while. That or you have nothing better to do on a Thursday evening. So yeah, Sonia, go ahead and throw your question in or connection, okay? And again, welcome to anyone that I haven't had the opportunity to say hello to yet. The way I normally do these live sessions is Spirit directs me to names that come up in the comments. Please don't post long questions, things like that, because I will just bypass them. God love you, but I will. And when they direct me, I make a note on my little list here, and when the opportunity comes, and you can have the opportunity to have a connection or ask a question, okay? So I see. So Sonia, looking to hear for anything from my boy. So Sonia, I take it your son is on the other side? As I say that. He can be pretty animated, if you know what I mean by animated. And Hello, Amanda. Because as soon as I asked you the question whether your son is on the other side, I almost got someone who was like doing this dance, like, yay! So to me, that represents being very, very excited about having the opportunity to as well, right? He just makes me feel like he would be a real kind of practical joker, fun-loving, what I call heart on the sleeve. He would do anything for you, right? Very, very loving energy, right? I think sometimes he would leap into things without thinking. So I think that was one of his, I don't say quirks, but I think sometimes, when we tend to jump in without looking, then afterwards we kind of go, where did I actually go, right? But I also get the sense that he wouldn't have changed anything about that, right? Because that was who he was. I do feel that he departed also very, very quickly. And I'm not sure how long he's been passed, but he's kind of saying that what I heard is mom hasn't let me go yet. Okay. And what that represents is that we're still holding them in our hearts. And it's almost like sometimes we have a hard time waking up and smiling at the world. Our loved ones on the other side, they don't want us to be sad for them. They really, really don't. Right? So he wants to send the love through the line. He wants you to know that he's okay. So it makes me feel like you've been struggling too, as far as whether he is okay. So that could relate back to how he passed as well, if that makes any sense. I'm just trying to catch up a little bit. So I'm not sure. I see nope, I can't. So I'm not sure what you mean by that. Sonia, was there something specific you're looking for from him? Just so if there's something specific you want to know, all you have to do is ask. He just seems like such a fun soul. He would have been a real fun individual. Okay, so I understand why the no, I can't. Okay, I get that now. Sorry, I'm like, what was that about? Because sometimes things come forward fairly quickly. When we talk about letting go of somebody, it doesn't mean we forget about them. It doesn't mean we love them less. But to continue to live our lives in a state of pain and in a state of sorrow, what he's telling me is, he says, I don't want my mom to be sad anymore. Right? And it's easy to say, just get over it. I'm not sure we ever get over it. We just learn how to move forward. Right? And it feels like he was still, kind of in the prime of his life. I don't get that he was very old either. Right? I just get the sense of, and then gone. So he was a very quick departure. So did you not get opportunities to say goodbye to him? And Pamela, thank you for your comment. I need this too about my son. It's important for all of us because spirit on the other sides, they don't want to see us unhappy. They really, really don't. And you know what, Pamela, I totally get it when we talk about it's hard to let go of a child. And as I said, I'm not sure we ever truly let go, right? But they want us to find joy again, knowing that they are still with us for every experience that we have. They don't leave us. We transition into a different state, but they never leave us, never, ever. Right? Yeah. And I see Sonia saying that you could never really accept it was happening. And it's funny because as you say that, what he says is, I did it for you, Mom. So it makes me feel like he was, I don't say putting on a brave face, but he was a really strong soul. A really strong soul. And a lot of the ones that come in and we leave abruptly, or we leave in a fashion that we would consider to be not gentle, right? Sometimes it's part of their contract. Sometimes it is part of what they're meant to experience so we can grow, so they can grow, right? It could be karmic. I see your comment, Sonia, as far as he was very strong and brave. And that's what I get from him. And it wasn't putting on a show. Like it wasn't, I'm going to put on the brave face, but over here I'm like terrified. I just get the sense of he had come to terms with things, right? How old was he, Sonia? Because he makes me feel like he was in his teens, early 20s. But I don't see people like the ages they pass or things like that, right? Yeah, beautiful comment, Deb, when you're talking about that when your cousin is around because a robin comes to hang out. There's so many different signs and symbols that when we still ourselves and we ask and just, pay attention. I tell people one of the biggest ways that spirit comes through is not through the knockings on the wall or these big epiphany messages. Sometimes it's very subtle, like I'm doing something and a memory of my loved one comes into my mind, right? That's how they talk to us. So it's important that, in those moments, what I do is saying, you know what, I know you're here. I love you. Love you with all my heart. And they sense and they feel and they receive that energy. Everything is energy. But Sonia, he wants you to know that he's okay. And I see your comment, Sonia, about feeling sad that he's missing everything. And this is the point that I said just a few minutes ago. They don't miss things. They are still a part of our life. It's hard for us because we can't reach out. We can't hug them. We can't touch them. We can't, have that personal connection. But I know without a shadow of a doubt, I wouldn't be able to communicate otherwise. But he's here. He told me you're sad. He told me that you're struggling with the loss. And this is why it's so important for him. Because you know what happens sometimes? It's like, you know what? I got some work over here to do, but I'm so worried over here that I can't do this right now because I need to take care of my family. Right? So when we love them enough, we have to be able to tell them, you know what? I'm going to be okay. I will work my way through this. I will reach out to the resources, to the people, to the love that I need to help me heal this wound. Right? Knowing that he's always got my back. Right? And as the messages are directed to you, Sonia, for others that are here tonight and do have a child on the other side or have that loved one. It's so important to go into those memories in ourselves, right? Because when we go in the memories, that's energy. That calls them, that lets them know that we're thinking about them. So he doesn't ever want you to think that he's missing, that he's missing things, right? What he's showing me is, like say family gatherings and things. He'd be the fun one doing the antics. And he's telling me that doesn't change. It hasn't changed. Right? One sec. All of a sudden he's showing me a teddy bear. So is there a correlation back with the teddy bear with him? Just to ask that question, Sonia. Chelsea, I love your comment. I've learned that over the years that they never leave you. I think sometimes when I put things in one place and they are in a different spot after, it's your grandfather pulling pranks on you or affecting your thought process to make you forget where he actually put it. Yeah, they like to play around. They do that. Okay. Awesome. As I said, he was showing me a teddy bear, and I see that you had a bear made from his clothes. So that'll be validation for you so that he knows, he's aware of that bear. Right? And I thank him for being able to bring that forward, for you too. And it's an opportunity for you to understand that he is really there. I wouldn't know that you have a bear made out of his clothes. He just all of a sudden showed me a teddy bear in my mind. So I knew that was important. So when you hug that bear, when you hold that bear, when you talk to that bear, know that there's a part of him that's there and knows that. And what he's showing me is there's times where you've held and hugged that bear and you've cried with that bear. And he wants you to know that he is with you. Okay? And also thank you for coming in, because he's also telling me this wouldn't be necessarily something you would normally do. But you know what? Spirit gives us the nudge. When we're missing them, when we need a message, when we need that symbology, whatever that is, Spirit will nudge us and point us in the direction to be able to get the message that we need at the end of the day. We just need to trust. I'm hoping that helped a little bit, Sonia. And thank you for allowing me to bring your loved one forward for you. It is a blessing. So again, welcome to anyone that I may not have said hello to. And yeah, welcome. Over the summer, I just do it once a month, but I thought actually next month I'm going to run one on Facebook, and I'm actually going to do one on Instagram during the day. So those of you that are on Instagram, you can also look me up. And on we got the date, August 11th at 3:30 AST. I'm an hour later than EST. I'm going to go live on Instagram, and my next Facebook Live here will be August 22nd. So it's a Monday night, but hopefully you'll come and hang with me for a while on a Monday night as well. Hopefully. Awesome. So let me see. I know all you lovely people are asking to make connections. Again, the way I work this is Spirit directs me to individuals. Okay. If I'm not able to make a connection for you tonight, you can always try and hop on one of my lives again. Or you know what? This is what I do. This is my passion. This is my joy. So I would be more than happy to set you up with a personal one-on-one session. Okay. And much love to you, Sonia. Yeah, Chelsea, my Instagram is at paulahunter.psychicmedium. So pretty easy. Yeah, like me there. I did Instagram a long time ago. I did live, but I was still new on Instagram. So I didn't have a lot of followers at that point. So Spirit's been dictating, going, come on, you need to get out there a little bit more. You need, So I'm like, okay, I will try Instagram. And I think in Instagram, I can actually bring somebody live with me. So, with these platforms, I don't have that ability, to bring someone right up. But I believe with Instagram, I can. So it's kind of nice having that personal kind of face-to-face. And it makes it a little more interesting sometimes too. Indri, are you still in here, Indri? Let me know if you're still here, my dear. So yeah, those of you Instagram, yeah, look me up. Be love to see us. So I'm kind of excited because I haven't. I think I've gone live on that platform once, so it should be interesting. You'll have to bear with me as I try and figure things out, but I think it'll still be fun. I'm always up to a challenge, right? Indri, did you want to ask a question or have a connection? And I guess I have to ask too. Is there a grandfather on the other side for you, Indri? Because I'm getting a strong, almost grandfather type of energy stepping forward for you. Marlene, looking forward to Saturday. I'm looking forward to seeing you too, my dear. Doing some Reiki for you, getting those chakras moving the way they need to move. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'm known as a psychic medium, but I'm a Reiki master. I do Reiki. I'm an aromatherapist, so I do aroma massage. I'm a clinical hypnotist. I do hypnosis for all sorts of things, weight loss, sugar addiction, stop smoking, all sorts of that. And I've been currently training for the past year as a spiritual coach and a spiritual practitioner with something called Science of the Mind, so more metaphysical training for myself. So I'm really excited to, be still in my training towards the end of this year, but so excited to be able to bring the coaching side of things into assisting you guys as well. I've been learning it, but doing it in my life, and it's amazing how much it has changed my life. It's really helped me work with my trauma and understand where I limit myself and begin to make changes. Right? That's what we're here for at the end of the day. Look at our crap where we don't want to look, and you know what? Let's do something about it. Right? So Indri, I see you're asking. I know when I asked about grandfather, I did see you say yes, that you did have a grandfather on the side, but it looks like you're looking for a father connection. And your father's on the other side. I take it again, Indri. Just to confirm, with my logo and my name out of the way so you can see the messages. Aw, Joyce, thank you. I miss you too. I'm never far. I really, really not. And nowadays with technology like this and all the fun things that we have, right? It's very easy to connect with people. Okay, so Indri, okay. So when you talked about, so are you looking for guidance from your dad or are you looking for guidance from your grandfather on the other side? Just so I kind of know what avenue, because typically if you're asking about if you have a relationship and connection with dad on this side, I would go to the guides over, if you will, spirit, just because they're higher level, they love us, and they're straightforward. That's all. Thank you, Pamela. This is what I love to do. This is my way of giving back to all of you guys, right? We all need a little pick-me-up sometimes. Okay, so I'm still going to go with the grandfather for right now, Indri, because I just get such a strong force, such a strong personality. I get almost like an old school, black or white, right? But to me, he represents strength, right? So it makes me feel at times, give me just one sec. What I'm hearing is, and this is from the guides a little bit, but what I heard was she's been feeling a little bit lost in, I don't say lacking direction, but it's like, do I go here? Do I do this? Do I do that? So it's like you'll start moving in one direction and you feel like you're being pulled back. That old 1 step forward, 2 steps back, right? And so this grandfather energy is very much stepping up from this strong perspective. It's like trying to remind you how strong you are. And I think sometimes we forget that, right? We can get stuck in our head and stuck in situations and feeling that we are, that we don't have say. But at the end of the day, we do. So what he's showing me, it's almost like standing behind you and he'd be like trying to give you a push. Come on, let's get going. Let's get moving. Right? And the guides are telling me to tell you to get out of your head. So I don't know if you understand what I mean by that or not, but it tells me that you're a big thinker, and what they show me is a sense of perfection. So I have this, here's the bar right here. And if I'm not meeting that bar, if I'm here just a smidgen under, you know what? It's not good enough. So it's important that you are gentler with yourself right now with whatever this decision or the situation is. Allow emotion to rise and to heal. Do you understand this? He's a pretty strong force, your grandfather. I just want to see if that's making some sense for you. And hello, Barbie. It's so nice to have you guys come and hang with me. Good. So, Indri, the gist of what I'm getting is, like I said, you need to get out of your head. You need to stop overthinking. We are the I am, we are the perfection, but we're also meant to have situations in order to grow, that polarity. If we don't have that opportunity, easily say happy or sad, right? We wouldn't really understand what happiness is, right? Yeah, I will delete the trolls, and my apologies to anyone who might be getting messages or PMs from them. Please report them if you can, because unfortunately, yeah, that happens. Good. I see your comment about exactly what's going on now. Good. Because it's here, and here. It's just sometimes pulling that into reality is sometimes a little scary because it represents change, right? One sec. The guides just interceded there for a second, Indri. What they just said to me, so I don't know if this is something that's in the works or you're planning, but what they're showing me is, what I heard was an opportunity is coming. And it does feel like it's tying around work. Okay? So it may be something like I'm kind of focused here and it's going to almost come out of what I call right field. Right? So it may not be something that you're necessarily focused on right now, but they show me it's almost like an opening and a beginning and an opportunity that's just going to be put there. When I say put there, it isn't, just poof, here you go. But what they're saying is you've done a lot of hard work to get there. So it's almost like don't give up because it's right there. You just can't see it yet. Hello, Miss Kimmy. Love to see you, my dear. Does that help a little bit, Indri? And thank you for coming to pop on as well. I appreciate that. You guys get to see a different side of me that you don't see in class, shall we say? Pamela, thank you. I like it. I was saying earlier, it's been very humid here, and tonight there's a lot of fog, so my hair just kept going poof 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 poof. So it was an easy way to try and tame the beast tonight. So hopefully that's helped. Awesome. Let me see. Trying to see who is jumping out. We got about 50 people. So I'm just checking names up here to see who's jumping out. Ooh, I think my everything just flew in. It must have been held up there a second. Yeah, Indra, you actually make an interesting point. You made a comment about feeling sometimes like your back is warm. And one thing that I learned is spirit usually comes in from the back, right? So we feel them a lot behind us, right? Grandfather was definitely a very hard worker too, and he shows me that runs in the family. It runs with you as well. Okay. I'll go ahead and answer that next one for you really quickly. You're asking about current relationship. They show me that it is. They show me it's still in its infancy. They show me it's still a newer relationship, and it's like what I hear is sometimes it's almost like you're waiting for the next shoe to fall. If you understand what I mean by that, it's important to what I heard was leave the past in the past. So that represents. Fear. It represents, you know what, I want to move forward with this, and then there may be something that almost triggers you and you go back into that old pattern. So what they're showing me is, you know, the bottom line is this is safe. It's okay to open up a little bit with that. Okay. Because they show me your guard is still up a little bit. So it's like, I want to kind of open up, but I'm a little worried where that might take me. Okay. He feels very genuine in his words too. So I think he's pretty good at communication. And I think he compliments you, you know, quite frequently too, but I get the sense of you don't always know how to take a compliment. We know how that works. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate it. Right. Allowing that flow to return. Right. That help a little bit. Yeah. And Deb saying sometimes they rush in with a big old hello, here I am. Very, very true. My friend Deb here too is a psychic and medium, I believe, as well. We know each other for actually a number of years now. We used to work in a video type of, well, I guess multiple different online reading sites when we were young back in the day. So good. So Indra, just, you know what, take a breath. Accept it for what it is. Be in the moment. Be in the joy. Tomorrow's another day. Just trust yourself. The way I always say, you know what? I am confident enough in myself that if this isn't working the way I need it to be, I can step out of that and find out what I need. But I get it's going to be okay. Right? And Indra, I know you're still asking me questions, hon, but I have to try and get to some other people as well. You know what? If you want to reach out, we can always talk to you on the side a little bit too, right? I feel it'll be resolved, but they show me like time. So it keeps getting put off. It keeps getting drug out. There's not a lot of truth that's coming forward. There's lies that are sitting in there. So the bottom line is finding out the truth as well. Okay. Hopefully that's helped a little bit. When I do my lives, I try and, you know, a message or a connection, and I try and, you know, get to somebody else too. So people have an opportunity to make a connection or have that as well. And Deb, yeah, we used to read for each other. We very much did. Most psychics do not read for themselves. They will go to somebody else because sometimes we're too close to the information, and it's kind of like, am I hearing what I want to hear, or am I hearing what I need to hear? So a lot of us will go to somebody else, even if it's for another opinion, right? For validation, right? So let me see. Shay, they just brought me to you. Shay Hansen. Oops, I keep knocking my microphone. Sorry if it's making noise. I'm trying to get to my mouse. So Shay, you still here? Indra, you're very, very welcome, my dear. You know where to find me. Hello, Shay. How are you this evening? Spirit's directed me to you. Did you want to ask a question about something that's going on in your life, or were you looking for a connection? Looking for a connection. It's interesting, though. I'm going to stop there just for a second. Shay, do you have a pet on the other side, too? Do you have a dog on the other side? Yeah, Deb, I needed a decent mic, especially where I'm doing a lot more online things now, a lot of Zoom sessions with clients. I do hypnosis online too, so having a decent mic for those types of things is really, really important. Cat. Okay. So your cat have a personality more like a dog? All of a sudden I just see this like flash of fur coming by. I'm like, she's got some fur babies over there. And I mean, I can put it to the side right now if there is somebody else you want to connect with. That's not an issue. Sometimes I just want to jump in and take advantage. And again, you guys, if I'm not able to make a connection for you tonight, reach out, like my page, follow my page. You can drop me a message there. You can check out my website, paulahunter.ca. And yeah, drop me a line. Be more than happy to set you up with a private session, okay? So Faith, hang on to that and I'll come back to you, okay? I'm just writing your name down so I have it. Okay. So Shay, I get a quick yes, LOL. So was he like that then? Was it like zoom, zoom, zoom? Because it just gets someone, and it could very well that he just loved to run too. Right? Yeah, the cat's around, and I think, our animals, I mean, yes, they have a soul as well, and, they still stay part of our lives as far as from the spirit perspective too. They go through the cycle of reincarnation like we do as well, and a lot of times they'll wait over there for us to return as well. But to me, and I'll come to what you're asking about, Shay, about your father, but the gist of an animal sometimes coming through is, an animal is unconditional love. And I find animals will come through a lot too when we're kind of stressed. And even in the physical side where our animals are still on this side, they actually help us to do healing. They help us to de-stress. So any of you that have animals, have pets, you'll probably find that if you're in a bad mood or if you're really stressed out, that animal will come and want to be petted. And that's how they help you from an energy perspective. They literally, right, through the petting, they help us to relax. Sounds good, Andrea. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate that. Okay. I may have said she. Sorry, I may have said he. Sorry, she. Yeah. She, I don't know why I want to say he, but I keep saying he. She definitely had more of a personality of a dog than a cat, because I get someone who's like always observant, because sometimes I always refer to cats as having catitude. But this one is like, okay, where can I go? And I feel like she'd be very vocal as well, almost like she's talking to you. Okay, so to me, her coming forward is sending the love. It just makes me feel like you have been in a place of stress a little bit, and it's just that thing to stop and take a breath. Because she'd be there trying to curling up in your lap, right? Just sending love. Okay, so let me see if I can key into your father here. And that's where I'm a little different than other mediums as well. A lot of mediums will read who's around you. I'm actually a channel. I use the term psychic medium because it's easier than channel, as not everybody understands what channeling is. But where I found that I'm different is if there's someone you want to connect with, all you do is ask. My guides help me to key into them wherever they are. Right? So it's not a case of, I want to talk to so-and-so, and that's who I want to talk to, but they never showed up. So that's one way that I'm a little bit different as well. And I love that fact. So I'm able to, as you said, come on here and go, who do you want to talk to? Give me a minute. Let me key in. The guides help me. Okay. So just let me make that connection here for you, Shay, while they're still present. So your dad was sick for a time as well, Shay? What they show me is what I call breathing, stop, and it usually represents illness, but it also represents a gentle transition, meaning that the essence of the soul knew or knows that they were going to be departing or leaving. Okay. Yeah. And thank you for the validation about the cat and stressed. Yeah. That's why she was coming through the way that she was. Okay. I think sometimes dad was, I don't say a man of few words, but I think he kept emotion to himself a little bit too. And it feels like he might have been passed for a little bit of time here as well. Because what I'm hearing is, um, it's almost like seeing this gentleman with this big beaming smile, sorry. And what I'm hearing is, I'm so proud of her, right? And pride from the perspective of, if you will, some of the, if you will, crap or shit that you've been going through. So it shows me resilience, right? So, I mean, pride can be, oh, look, they're accomplishing this and accomplishing that, which has its place as well. Don't get me wrong. But he shows me that you've had some struggles and you're rising through it. You're rising above it, right? And he just wants you to know how proud he is of you. So I don't know if you think about it at times and just wonder what he thinks about, who you are or where you are in your life and things like that. But, that's one of the biggest messages that he wants to come through for you, is to know how proud he is of you. And I see you say that he passed from an overdose, and my condolences. I'm very sorry for that. I don't think he always, when we talk about showing emotion or expressing it, right? Because the other aspect that he's saying is, she needs to know that I loved her, right? So I don't necessarily get that you didn't think that he loved you, but from his perspective, it's almost like, I never really said it enough. I never really showed it enough. It's like it wasn't enough for him. Do you understand that a little bit, Shay? Okay. Shay, do you have a child as well? Do you have a son? Yeah, I kind of get this sense of being alienated. Um, that he wasn't, what I heard was that he wasn't always allowed in your life for a time there. And that was from his choices and his decisions, right? But what he's telling me is, he could have stepped forward to be more part of your life, but he says he didn't know how. And that's, what I hear is that's not an excuse, because he could have. And I think this is why, again, he's sending the love through and sending the pride through, right? I think the circumstances where he was, and he's showing me this, this life cycle, if you will, and up and down and up and down. He was continually going up and down and up and down. So the sense of stability he struggled with in his life. His emotions he struggled with in his life, right? But it didn't mean that he doesn't love you or didn't love you. Okay. So Shay, do you have is there a nephew? Is there anything like that? Because he's showing me being around a male child. So this is why I'm asking the question. That's why I asked first if you had a son. So it can come down to a nephew. I mean, I suppose it could even be if he had a male child as well. Yeah. Yeah, I see your comment, Shay. Yeah, he was struggling in a lot of different ways. And I think, again, when we talk about the sense of pride, this is why he's showing me, because he struggled and he wasn't able to overcome what he needed to overcome. And then he shows me this sense of, like I said, the struggles that you've been in and how you're kind of, I don't say clawing your way through it, but you know what? You're standing up, you're working hard, and you're working your way through it. And that's a lot to be said for that. Right. So I see you commenting about younger brother, because he's showing me being around a male. So typically when I get spirit where they're showing me being around somebody else, it usually represents that person is struggling a little bit. There's something going on for them that they're trying to act as a support system for. So I don't know what type of relationship that you have with your brother. But if there's one there, I'd reach out and just say, hey, how's it going? How are you doing? Reach out. Right? At the end of the day, your choice. We have free will with all things. Never, nothing is ever preordained one way or the other, right? But he's showing me being around him right now. Did this help a little bit, Shay? I'm hoping it did anyway. Oh, big sigh. I'm just going to get a drink of water here. And again, thanks so much for coming to hang with me for a while, guys. Hopefully the trolls aren't too bad this time. I don't know if I'm frozen or if it's just taking a minute for things to connect here. But I'm not getting any messages right now. So if you guys can hear me, just bear with me for a minute. Oh, it looks like it's hanging. Okay. Awesome. Glad that helped. I think my everything kicked in. Yeah, it was funny, Patty. Yeah, I got the water because I was sitting there going today. And I'm like, They say that if you pull this little piece up here and you hold it, if it stays up like mine does, right, like that, it means we're a little dehydrated. It's been so warm around, so I'm like, yeah, I need to drink more water. And Joanne, you are very welcome. Thank you. I love assisting people. This is why I do what I do. I'm blessed enough to be able to do it as my full-time, business, my work. There's nothing better than doing what you love to do. But for me, this is about assisting people. It's about helping people heal. It's about empowering them to step into their life, right? And I see I have another troll popping in. So again, I just ask that you ignore them. And following, I will remove them from my page. So, yes, unfortunately, I went and turned off my reviews because I had over half of them was all spam. And unfortunately, we are not able to delete that. So I turned it off there, but now I guess they're jumping on all my posts and my lives. I affectionately call them trolls. Because you know what? I would say someone with ethics, I would never do that to someone else's live. I go, hey, come and see me. So I always look at it, you know what, when you put that out, that's what you're going to get back in return too, right? So, okay, let me see. Faith. You still here, my dear? Alibi? I know you were talking about, I think, a pet that has departed recently. Yeah, Patty, they do suck. That's why I lovingly call them trolls, because they're out trolling for whatever they can get. So... And I love that. What are they saying? Send me a friend request for your accurate reading. You are blessed. Yeah, we're all blessed. We are all blessed. Sorry, I have fun. Before I used to get upset, it's like, why am I going to give my power away to getting upset? They are what they are. I can just go back in after, delete them, and boot them off my page. So there's no point putting my energy into it. So Faith, was there something specific you were looking for from your pet? Your pet feels like they had multiple things going on with them, too. Was this a male as well? Oh, there's another one I have to delete. They're on record tonight. That's 3 in 1 live. I think that's almost coming up to my record. Okay. Faith, when I key into yours, it's funny because I get, I don't get him being a small dog, but I get this big bundle of goofiness. Like, how do I put it? I don't get that he was dumb. I don't get that, but it's kind of like what they're showing me. I know it sounds really weird, but it's kind of like, where we're just going to run through this field of flowers going la, 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 la. It makes me think of, they just gave me the image of like Ferdinand the Bull. If you've heard of Ferdinand the Bull, right? And the reason why I asked about illness, because it almost feel like being on medication for quite a while and having, as I said, multiple things that were going on with him for a while. And truthfully, it just feels like towards the end, his body was just kind of shutting itself down. Okay. So you kind of had him a lot longer than what, if you will, the doctors or the vets thought he was going to be around, eh? Because to me, that shows a lot of heart. Yeah. Yeah, I see your comment about lots of meds and things like that. And like I said, I just get the sense of you guys doing everything you could, because it's almost like we're treating this and then this comes up. So it makes me feel like some of it was dis-ease. So we can have situations that arise that are problematic, but he shows me more of a long-term illness or disease that had been there for a while. And as I said, I just kind of feel his organs began to shut down. And it almost feels like, I don't know if he was having issues with keeping his food and liquid in, but it almost makes me feel, they show me like a deterioration, like losing weight and stuff like that, right? As his body was trying to, keep up with what was going on. And you know what, my dear, is so blessed to be able to have him for that time frame. 16 years, that's awesome. We wish that it could be 66 years. At least I think a lot of us can, because I don't have children, and my pets are definitely my fur babies. I just have the one right now after losing Faye and, during COVID in 1 year. So I just have the one fur baby right now, but, our hearts connect just as much. Yeah. And I see your comment, who is pretty thin. And that's what he's showing me, is just losing weight, losing mass, not being able to, not eating much, but it's like his body was not able to integrate the necessary things that he needed out of the food, right? So he shows me losing body mass and losing weight, and yet he'd always look at you, I don't say with those dark eyes, but there was always like a love or a presence coming off him, even when he was struggling and he was stuck, right? Yeah, I see your comment. No kids either, so yeah, I'm the same. My animals are definitely my kids. I have a little thing on my wall when you come in. It says, "All my kids have paws." Those are my babies. So I definitely get it. My heart goes out, but he was ready. He stayed longer than what he kind of anticipated, and I get it was more for you guys. Right. Yeah, he shows me these big eyes, and it'd be like laying there and he would just like stare at you. And then I get this sigh, right? So even when he was sick, it's like with his eyes, he was always trying to look at you to let you know that he was okay. And that's what he's telling me. He goes, "Mom just needs to know I'm okay." Right? He's such a sweet, sweet soul. I think most of our animals are, but he definitely was. He feels like one of those extra special ones that come into our life. So he's okay, Faith. He really is. Well, I'll have to look on your profile pic. I can't really see it on here. I'll have to scope you out after. But just a very loving, very special boy. So he's sending his love through the lines, and knowing that, okay. So he would have had issues with running or mobility. So I don't know if he had issues with the joints or in the back of the hips. But when I see him on the other side, he showed me running and jumping and playing. And then when I see him over here, more again, I mean, yeah, we can say old age, whatever, but more towards the end, they show me that the movement and trying to do things was very difficult for him. Right? So when I get him on the other side, he's free. There's no pain. He gets to run and play like he was as a puppy. Right? And I know sometimes it's hard to say goodbye, but when we can imagine them on the other side and not have, the issues of the situations, and just being in that place of love, right? Did that help a little bit? Yeah. I get a lot of issues with the joints, especially like in the hips. So he struggled to walk for a while. And you are very, very welcome, and I think it's important to know that our animals are around us just as much as people are, right? And again, when we think of them, they're there. Okay. Yeah, Patty, I agree. When you make the comment, it's always comforting thought, right, for our loved ones. Yes, it's always difficult to say goodbye, whether it is, a child, a parent, a grandparent, a fur baby. You know, I think that's one of the things for me now. I will go through the emotion of missing them, but I know without a shadow of a doubt that they are over there, that I'm loved, and that they're with me. Especially when I need them, when I call them, all I have to do is ask, and they will be there, right? So when you guys are having a tough time or struggling with someone that you're missing on the other side, take that time, close your eyes, think of a memory, and send the love out, knowing that they will be there, they will show up, and they will support you, right? As best they can. So, guys, I've been going for about an hour now, and that's pretty much where I've run, and that's because I've had a day with clients and everything else, and another day tomorrow with clients. So, you know what? It was a pleasure as always, everyone. Thank you for coming and spending some time with me. My next Facebook Live here, August 22nd, 8 p.m. And as I said, Instagram, August 11th, and I'll be going live during the day, so that's 3:30 p.m. EST. And like I said, I'm an hour later than EST. Pardon me. If you're looking for a session, if you're looking to connect with someone, you know what, reach out, drop me a line through Facebook Messenger, check out my website, paulahunter.ca. It'll give you everything that I do, and you can message me through there as well. And I'd be more than happy to set you up with an in-person session here. As you can see, I still sell some crystals and other things, or you know what, I use Zoom for distance sessions. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for allowing me to bring forward your loved ones, and to just continuing to serve. That is my joy. That is my passion. And I hope all of you beautiful people have a wonderful evening, and I will see you again soon. Take care, everyone.